Chinatown.
Well, we're on our way over here to Alvera Street. Remember I mentioned Alvera Street is like going to Mexico. This complex in front of us, we're going to make our way around to the other side, park and let you folks get out. But to give you an idea of what you're going to be walking around in, just before our next light, I'm going to have you look up to your right. You're going to see some Alvera Street if you choose to walk into that section, of course. Station. Anywhere you want to get to the United States, the train from right here will get you there because all the major cities in the United States have a Union Station. Alright folks, you can have a walk around up in there. I'll see medicine. And I say medicine is not allowed here. It's a pharmaceutical company, they want to make millions of dollars on that. Around
So did you see Harry Potter?
And he went off the edge and went down, and of course he did not survive. And that house on top of the hill up there. American Graffiti used to live there before as well. He bought it out and he kept the house. For his second term for re-election for presidency. And they do slide a lot, folks. A lot. Let's get around this next turn. I'm going to let this car behind me get by, and then we're going to go up on the other side, and I'm going to stop in the middle of the road. So if I was you, I would get my camera ready, because I'm pretty sure you're going to want a photo of what I'm going to show you. Backyard come like a V shape. That's Antonio Banderas' backyard. Alright, we're gonna go. Alright, have any of you seen a $16.3 million home before?
No.
I'm going to show you one in a few moments. I was watching a real estate program a few months ago, and this gentleman paid $16.3 million for his house. He's the nobody, but he got a nice bank account. This house straight up the hill to your right is where Jack Nicholson lives when we showed you from the freeway. You see this lookout point in front of us? You see how crowded it gets and how small it is? That's why we never stop here. If you folks look over to your left and look down, you see that white house over there on the edge? That's $16.3 million for that.
What?
And it's all about the view between the canyons. That's what it's all about. As you're looking out here in front of us, your eyes go a little bit to the left between the trees, all the way over on the other hillside over there. You see where that pole's holding up the wire on the hillside over there? Yep. You see the brown house just beneath it? Yeah. You heard of Harrison Ford, right? Yep. That's where he lives.
Who?
Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones.
Oh, okay.
When you go to this next stop sign, you'll be able to look between the trees and see the house. But the next street coming up on our left side is called Outpost. There's a lot of weight restriction signs on that street. You go down to the cross street of Outpost and Hillside on the right corner is where Bob Barker lives, the old guy from The Price is Right. And to the left-hand side of the street is where Lawrence Fishburne lived. You know, he's been in The Matrix. He's played Ike Turner in the Tina Turner movie. And you've seen Boys in the Hood. He was Cuba Jr.'s father in Boys in the Hood. He's done a lot of movies. Very good actor. Now you look between these trees in front of us, you see the brown house straight across. Here's the Ford's house. Can't hesitate because the vehicle's behind us. This next house is going to show you is really nice. And this guy's one of the top 10 actors that are out there. Alright, in the front to your left on the top of the hill, you see that white house up there with the brown wood trim on it? You heard of Jason Statham? I have his movie because sometimes I'll sit back waiting for people I watch. He lives right up there. Transporter. About 7 months ago, I was right here showing the people a house, and it was their lucky day because he had just walked out to the railing. So I'm down here like a crazy man honking my horn and finally looked down and waved. I'm not going to do that again. This next house I'm going to show you, I'm going to have to stop in the middle of the road for this one. I'll tell you right now, I won't be stopped very long, but I'm pretty sure you ladies on the bus heard of Katy Perry. I'll show you where she lives. 3 months ago when I came up here, I stopped at the stop sign in front of her driveway, and just as I stopped at the stop sign, the gate opened up and a big black SUV came out. So I hesitated there, and I guess they realized what I was doing, and she actually... So if she ever invite a car behind me, if she ever invite you up here to her house for a party, you gotta come up this way, and when you get to the stop sign, make a very small things to do, but George Lucas already moved inside, and he was reading the script for another movie that he was gonna direct to produce, and he needed help reading the script. So he asked Harrison Ford to stop what he was doing and help him out for a few moments. He loved the way Harrison Ford read the script, and that was the last house Harrison Ford ever built because he got started in the movie industry from that point on. That's how Harrison Ford's career began. This next house I'm going to show you, I'm pretty sure you all seen Lethal Weapon 2 with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, and they're fighting against the guys from South Africa. And Mel Gibson tied a rope to the back of the house and to the back of his truck, and he tried to pull the house down the hill. Remember that scene? I'll show you the house they used in that movie. They do a lot of filming in this particular house. About 3-4 days ago, the film crew was out here doing more filming. This house to your left right here is the house they used in Lethal Weapon 2. When Mel Gibson supposedly had pulled down the hill. This next house I'm going to show you, this guy's from England. I guess he was a very famous soccer player before. He's into acting now. He's the only house up here with a British flag on it. Soccer, I don't watch it because I don't think that's a man's game. But any of you heard of Vinnie Jones? Yep. He lives in this White House straight down in front of us. If you don't know who I'm talking about, if you watch the X-Men movie, he's the big guy in the X-Men movie. They call him Juggernaut. He lives in this White House directly in front of us, 7475 Mulholland Drive. That's where Vinnie Jones lives. He just put his house up for sale too. And his next up there / director. Show you where he lives. If you look up to your right, that beige house up there with the brown roof on it, right up in there, that's where Quick Tarantino lives. Let's try to get to the next lookout point. If I'm able to stop at this one particular spot where I like to stop at, I'll get out and show you this other guy's house. He's a wannabe singer. His name is Justin Timberlake. He only paid $50 million for his house. But before we get there, any of you watched the game show The Price is Right? Who's the main where Drew Carey lives? He got a really nice house. It's like an old Spanish style home. Right here on your left. This is Drew Carey's house. And I don't think we're going to be able to stop. Got cars here. On the left side of that little hillside, if any of you remember the old series MASH, all the series from MASH was filmed right over there. Remember at the beginning of the program, the helicopter come flying over the hillside? Yep. So this is the valley. Where this blue car is up ahead of us is where I like to stop, but somebody just parked in and got out of the car. So we can't see Justin Timberlake's house. So maybe we could, let's get up a little bit more, look up to the left. Now before we get to Bruno Mars' house, if you watch the game show Jeopardy, who's the main person in Jeopardy? Alice Trebek. I'll show you where Alice Trebek lives. He paid $20 million for his house. And when you see the house, you know he wasted his money. Alright, if you look up here to your left, this white house, they paid $20 million for this. And in front of Bruno Mars's old home, the new owner's already contacted us at the Captain America's house.
Sorry. Kon dañu war a am xaalis lii moom yëpp caaxaan la xoolal lii rek.
And across the canyon to your right, all the way over to the other side, just above the tree lining on the bottom, as you get to the hillside. The next light coming up is Laurel Canyon. I'm going to make a left and start heading down. When I make the left turn and start going down, I'll be looking across the canyon to your right. You can see a white mansion sitting on the hillside over there, and then I'll tell you the person that lives in that house. The next light coming up is Laurel Canyon. I'm going to make a left and start heading down. When I make the left turn and start going down, I'll be looking across the canyon to your right. You can see a white mansion sitting on the hillside over there, and then I'll tell you the person that lives in that house. Reception party, he was in the backyard shooting a gun. That was a crazy relationship that was doomed from the start, wasn't it? Yep. When we get to the bottom of the hill, I'm going to show you these other two houses. They're going to be right next door to each. One's going to be a brown house, and that's where Mama Cass used to live. She used to be with the mamas and the papas. And the gold house on the left side is where Jim Morrison from the Doors used to live. And it's the little street that goes around by the brown house. You can't see up in there because of the trees and everything. But up in that little street is where Janis Joplin used to live. But before we get down to those homes, have any of you seen a $100 million house before? This is the way a mansion should look, because all your mansions that are built nowadays, they're all modernized and everything like that. This one has a lot of the old features of a mansion. You gotta look carefully between the trees. He's some big-time music producer, Ruben Lopez. Some of these big-name stars in their careers take a bad hit. He's known for coming back on the top of the charts again. And when he does that for him, of course they pay him a lot of money for doing that.